of DePaula's heroic performance last night, 143 pitches. They also set the record for the most pitches thrown in one game this season, surpassing Henry Sosa's 128 pitches on June 6th when he pitched against the Monkeys. And that's a high fly to left center, and it is caught by the center fielder for the second out of the first half.
Very quick start for Carpenter so far.
Yep.
And you mentioned the 143 pitches setting the record, but of course, as we mentioned, that was separated kind of into two segments.
Yeah.
Where I think he only threw around 100 pitches last night.
Yeah.
Going 7 innings with 9 strikeouts. If you remove the first part that was pitched more than a month ago.
Yeah.
Interesting how reserve games work, and in the box score you add them together.
Yeah. And usually you don't really have the same pitcher starting the suspended games.
That's right.
But however, we were able to have DePaula pitching last night to pick up where he left off a month or so ago. And then 143 pitches, that's a high fly to left again. And this will be caught by the left fielder for the third out of the inning. It's a strikeout, but he was able to get on first base, and now he's on his way to second. Cut off by the shortstop. Wow.
Yeah, the rookie catcher Yao Guangwei didn't seem to know what was happening as that pitch got away from him, but he didn't at first didn't make any attempt to go after the ball.
After the game. And it's a high fly to right, and it's off the wall. The Monkeys will be scoring 2 runs easily, as Liao Jianfu have a standing double. One of the most productive players in recent months. And it's a high fly to left. First base hit in his career. And that also comes with an RBI. Wow.
Well, I'm sorry, Brian, if I jinxed it. But this kid did start his career with 4 straight strikeouts. But right here, we have an RBI double, his first CPBL career hit. Congratulations.
And the 2-2 pitch coming up. It's a ground ball to short, to second, and not in time for a double play. The 5.84 ERA is already the best among the 3 teams in the league he faced. And that's another run scored by a wild throw.
A pickup error by Woodall.
That's a high fly to right, and it's caught. And for the third out of the inning, swung in the first pitch, ground ball to short, to second, and not in time. The slower roll.
Helping them a lot. As we see, this one is a bloop hit to center field, and that's going to put the Guardians on the board. Li Zongxian, very aggressive, will get to third base with no problem as this throw gets through Ling Li. Carpenter backing up right there. So towards the top of the order, that's it, right? As you see this blooper, is anyone going to get there? Yeah, Li Zongxian, the shortstop, covering a lot of ground.
Yeah. When you're trying to compose a lineup, that's a high fly to right, and we don't have to take a look at that because it is definitely gone. Wow! In his first game to start in his career, he's got his first extra base hit to drive in a RBI in his first at bat, and in his second at bat, he has driven this out of the ballpark. A solo shot. Number 1 of his career.
Bring out the coffin, folks. This one is buried in the right field seats. First career home run. Yang Ruicheng.
Congratulations, kid. Swung in the first pitch again. Another base hit to center. And Jipping 1 for 2 tonight.
Played, what do they hear? See this one drilled to right field. Will get over the right fielder's head. That's going to be a double. Xin Yuanxu going to try to score.
And there was no throw to home.
Seems to be some defensive miscue there. Right now we're having this discussion again on Twitter. Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich?
No, I do not think so. But if you're gonna put the hot dog in between the bun, and I will call it as a sandwich. But right, I do eat hot dog by itself, so I wouldn't call a hot dog as a meat stick as a sandwich.
So it seems to me that we're kind of on the same page. We're just, arguing a little bit about the terminology.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you that, as we see, this one is a line drive to the gap, likely to be a double for the leadoff hitter, Yang Yaoxun. He's going to go for third.
Yep. And he's sliding into third. Head slide. And no problem at all. And look at the score sheet. And now he only needs a home run to complete the cycle.
Oh my. 4 innings.
We're only in the 4 innings. Wow.
So I view that when it's put in a bun, it's a sandwich.
Yes.
Okay?
Definitely.
And infield fly grower is going to hate me for this, but I have more bad news for you later on. What I don't agree is that, when you remove the so-called hot dog from the bun, right? You were saying, the meat stick, right?
Yeah.
I don't agree that should be called a hot dog. I think the hot dog is only solely with the bun. Without the bun, it is not called a hot dog. It is called a sausage.
Okay, then I have a different interpretation of with you as how a sausage is and how a hot dog is. Or maybe I should make the separation between the hot dog and the Italian sausage that I like it very much when I was in Boston.
Right.
Whenever there's a Red Sox game, even though I don't have the ticket, I would go down to the street because I live right next to Fenway Park to purchase the very expensive Italian sausage. And it is also put in the bun as a sandwich.
Well, Italian sausage is kind of the argument has been used by, the other side, I would say, how they're saying it's different from, the meat part of the hot dog, right? But in reality, in pure definition, they are likely the same thing. They're manufactured very similarly. They're just slightly different in color and shape.
But I do believe, it's probably, it's not in my memories that a hot dog is made by the grinded meat.
Right.
Yeah, you just don't see any shape of the meat or chunk of the meat. Where the sausage, you can actually see the fat and the meat and all the different parts still as a chunk of that. And another ground ball that went through to center as Yang Yaoxun came back to score the 6th hit, the 6th run for the Monkeys tonight.
And with the infield completely drawn in, there was no chance for second.
1-0. So what's going on with the sausage issue right here?
Well, what's going on is there are more people shouting at me on Twitter right now. Brave Marla using all caps right there. But, the classification of that, let's call it the meat stick.
Okay, the meat stick.
You mentioned the Italian sausage, which is very common in the United States. Some other fans on Twitter have also brought in, the Bratwurst from German cuisine. How do you classify these? What's most interesting to me, because I've spent time living in Austria, is that the regular sausage that you most commonly see in the Deutsch regions.
Yep.
In Austria, it's called the Frankfurter.
Yes.
Which, we often use that term as well in English, calling it a Frankfurt. Well, in Germany, it's usually called the Wiener,
Yes.
which
I do remember that too.
also used in English. But what these two terms come from is actually just the Austrian calling the sausage after a German city, Frankfurt, and then the Germans calling it after the capital of Austria, Wien, which is in German what Vienna is called. So they are in fact the same thing, just called different names for different reasons. And I think that kind of leads into how we classify all these meat sticks. You know, we have the Italian sausage, the bratwurst, the Frankfurter, the Wiener, the hot dog, whatever.
And that's a high fly to right. And it's caught by the right fielder.
Love you too, infield fly girl, but you know, I have more bad news for you. So, you know, how this discussion started with the @Fubon Guardians account tweeting it against the @CPBL account. That's kind of how the discussion started. So, you know, it was supposed to be a secret, but I think it's time for the cat to be out of the bag. This one's, you guys might want to sit down for this one because I'm going to blow your socks off. Infield Fly Girl and all the other great CPBL fans that are following CPBL baseball. Guys, I run the @Fubon Guardians account, okay? So I'll always agree with the @Fubon Guardians account because that's me as well. So a little bit of a surprise for you.
You just blow your cover out.
It's supposed to be a secret, but in a makeup game that not many people are listening to, you know, give it a little bit of a surprise.
As now we have Zhu Yuxian there the next day, and the vendor saw me. He kind of remembered me probably because of my face, which is kind of unfamiliar to him. And then he was like, "Kid, you didn't put any toppings on there." So I was asking him what kind of things I was able to ask, and I didn't know if they're going to charge me or not.
Right.
So I kind of asked him all the questions, and then to make him know that I'm from abroad. So he just taught me to put all the peppers and onions and all those kind of things, and also the toppings and the sauce and everything. So I had a huge sausage sandwich that night, and was very satisfied about that. And I went back and back and back again. Yeah.
Became your favorite spot, right?
Oh yeah, it is. And that's actually one of my favorite food in the stadium. It wasn't the hot dog, the very thinner meat stick in the bun, in a very hot bun. Well, it was the sausage that I liked the most.
One of the listeners on our broadcast, Dave Mitchner, is coming at me with a powerful question. Is 大肠包小肠, sausage and rice sausage, a sandwich? I don't even know how to answer that question.
Well, it is a sandwich because in this case, the rice sausage became the bun that we're talking about.
Right, but it's not bread though, so...
Well...
How do we classify that?
But it does have the function of the bread that is covering and squeezing the meat sausage in the middle part of it.
I think I agree with you on this one.
Isn't that the way we try to explain the word sandwich? Like you are sandwiched by something.
Exactly.
It means that you are getting squeezed.
So,
well, that's my answer. Yeah.
One close thing, similar item that I will talk about that's also very popular here in Asia, especially in Japan, that isn't so common in places like the United States, is we have this thing called the rice burger.
Oh yeah.
So the most famous chain is Moss Burger, M-O-S Burger. They specialize in Japanese-style rice burgers. So what rice burgers are? Just imagine a burger, whatever you want in between, but instead of having the bread bun, they have rice patties that replaces the bun.
Yeah, I would call that a sandwich too.
So first of all, if you're listening and you don't think burgers are a sandwich, you're eliminated from this discussion entirely because burgers are sandwiches, okay? Let's just get that point through. So therefore, if a rice burger is a burger, which a burger is a sandwich, then I guess having the rice sausage as the so-called bun of the Taiwanese sausage sandwich, I guess, would it's understandable, right? It's a valid point.
Lin Zhiping on the scene, he's betting floor 11 after he went one for two tonight.
And now we have extremely DC guy joining the discussion with a very thorough kind of picture graph right there, a little table that tells us what is and what isn't a sandwich. So according to him, burritos are not sandwiches, but a hot dog is a sandwich right there in the middle square. So for those that are interested, check out his picture. That's extremely DC guy. Speaking of DC, your football team ready to get a new name, right?
Oh, yeah. Ground ball to second, throw to short, and then back to first. And that's a double play that ended the inning after 5.
Hu Jinglong and Lin Zhexuan.
Ground ball would throw it to second. It was a wild throw all the way to center. And now Lin Zhexuan will take third. As Chen Jing will be on the first base with nobody. That's not going to be a home run, but that's a base hit. That will drive in another run for the Monkeys. We have a 7-2 game right now.
Well, the Oakland Athletics, I believe, were the first team in Major League Baseball to announce that they're doing cardboard cutouts, and not just inserting cutouts like we did here. They're actually selling seats.
Yeah.
So you can purchase seats at the Coliseum where I guess you send them a cutout and they will place your cutout in your designated seat.
Well, it's actually exactly the same thing the Monkeys have been doing here to start the season.
So have they been selling the spaces?
They were actually, they were selling the seats.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is why Carpenter's wife was able to purchase the seat and then send her picture here on the stand to shock Carpenter.
I mean, did she actually purchase it? She could probably just contact the team and get it done.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, she probably didn't have to pay for that. But a lot of fans did pay for the seat and for the club to put their faces on those cardboard cutouts.
Yeah. So what's special about what the A's are doing actually is they actually have this designated zone. As you see, the 2-2 pitch is driven
and it's
high.
A high fly. Gone! Well, it was not Yang Yaoxun, but it was Lin Li who belted his 17th home run this season to give the Monkeys. That's a 3-run shot.
10-2 right now.
10-2 right now, yes.
Estimated at 396 feet. And bring out the coffin, folks. That one is again buried in the outfield.
I just feel like after that 5 3-run shot game, I'm having a little bit difficulty to call 3-run home run nowadays.
You've run out of quota of saying that term.
Exactly.
Right?
In one game, in just in those few hours, I had to call 5 of those.
Try with the 3 RBI home run, I guess.
Well, we have a 10-2 game right now. They are also more mature. And there's another high fly to left. And it went all the way to the warning track, and the bases will be cleared, I suppose. And the throw is back to infield, slided into third base, and it went to the backstop, and now he's going to score.
That's a little league home run right there. A triple plus an error. Pitcher Chen Mingxuan was backing off the wrong base. He was stated behind home plate, but the throw instead went to third base, and nobody was there to back it up when it got through third baseman Xing Yuanshu between Class A and High A.
Whoa!
That went in his jersey. Wow.
When in his jersey? No. It's. I think the umpire was signaling a safe situation for the better runner.
they calling that a dead ball? That's not right. Eeks?
I believe the reason that the umpires are calling that save is because he was not able to have the possession of the baseball to make the field play.
That's possession to me. That should be an out. He caught the baseball. It doesn't say which part of your body you have to catch the baseball with.
No, I'm talking. I believe that the umpire was making the statement as that yes, the ball was on his body as he does not have the position to utilize or to grab it and to make a play, I suppose. Otherwise, it would be a very strange ruling.
Well, I don't get it. Like,
well, I need to. Well, that's something that we don't really see. So let me just take a look at this baseball rules right now.
Let's see the replay again. Went through his arms and then into his jersey, right?
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me is Chen Mingxuan right here. He's showing that I'm holding the ball. It's just inside my jersey, right? And then the umpires see that and call it, I guess, a base hit. Which maybe had he instead just went into his jersey and grabbed it out and showed the umpire him holding the ball, that might have been called an out. But this one's over in the right fielder's head. It's going to be a double for Yang Yaoxun. So we said he might get his 5th plate appearance in the 8th.
No,
actually, no, it was right here in the same inning, and he hit another double. So now it's 2 singles, 2 doubles, a triple. Monkeys, because right now this scenario, pretty much only the Monkeys have the chance of actually doing that. And that is gone.
Wow!
That is an opposite field home run by the veteran Lin Yichen, as he will continue to pace the Guardians in home runs. Wow, an impressive opposite field shot. That was, again, just fair and just over the wall. Kind of similar to the one that Lin Li hit last time.
It's 1-1 now. And that is caught. Yes, it is caught. Wow. A nice play.
With your good hitters in the middle.
And that's a called third strike. And it's also the strikeout that ended the game tonight. Well, we do have a lopsided game at the end of the game. 14-3. The Monkeys were able to defeat the Guardians again. Well, what